very much for coming here to do this interview with us. Why don't we start by having you state your name and the school you're from?
Yeah, so my name is Li. Li is my last name,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm from Shenzhen Middle School. I'm a grade 12 student
Mm-hmm.
in the former international curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
That has it have a different name now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the international class.
Okay, now, sorry, excuse me about my voice. Now, are you from Shenzhen originally?
According to my passport or my ID, that I'm from Beijing, but I only lived in Beijing when I was until I was 2 years old, and later I moved to Shenzhen. I had my kindergarten, primary school,
Mhm.
so yeah.
So you're pretty much just
Yeah.
born and raised in Shenzhen then, yeah.
I would say that I'm from Shenzhen.
Okay, okay. And what do you like most about this city?
Like most of our cities,
Mm-hmm.
actually I like this the wetland in the Mangrove Bay and the
Okay.
base in Shenzhen.
Mhm.
And so the wetland there will be many migratory birds, and I think it's a very great looking spot. And I want to say that it's really cool because the government really preserves this wetland.
Mhm.
And, yeah.
And so you think that you really enjoy the natural aspect
Yeah.
of what the city has,
Yes.
and you said something that really caught my attention. You said that you enjoyed watching sort of the migratory
Yeah.
birds, right? And so do you enjoy bird watching?
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I can go to a bird watching in Maipo, Hong Kong. You know, Maipo wetland is
I don't.
on the side of the Shenzhen Bay. Yeah.
Okay.
So they call it Maipo Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And so it's just across from Shenzhen and Hong Kong.
yeah.
Okay. And so, I mean, are they really similar, or are there even differences between those two bays? Because they're directly across from each other, right?
So the natural environment is not too different, but
Mm-hmm.
administration is a little bit different.
Mhm.
For example, if I go to Maipo, I need to maybe call I think it's not controlled by the Hong Kong government,
Mhm.
but I think it's a non-profit organization
Okay.
called WWF.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Shenzhen, it's controlled directly by the Shenzhen government. Yeah.
And do you know about like sort of how the management policies between these two
Yeah.
conservations? Do you know how they differ, or are they similar
So
in nature?
because in Shenzhen, you can just go to park freely, but in Hong Kong, you need to tell the people before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, do you think there's a benefit? Do you think one method is better than the other, or do you think that they both have benefits and drawbacks?
I think that the Hong Kong policy would be better because I think that if there are too many people walking across the Mangrove Bay, they might disturb the birds or other animals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you think maybe the Hong Kong's management strategy is more effective?
Yeah. But,
Okay.
It has disadvantages
Right, right.
that not many people can go there.
Mm-hmm. It's you have less people that can enjoy this resource, this natural resource, and so, you clearly are really passionate about this mangrove, right? About this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually very interested in natural science, earth science.
Mm-hmm. And so, when you say earth science, right? How does that differ than environmental science? When you say earth science, do you just mean geography, or?
I think it's slightly different from environmental science because
Mhm.
it cares more about maybe the atmosphere and I'm trying to figure out the difference. And
Maybe the
also
climate?
Atmosphere,
Mhm,
climate,
mhm.
and maybe environmental science care more about the ecological system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And so you focus more on the climate then,
yeah,
and maybe weather systems and.
yeah.
Uh-huh. And so can you, because, sometimes when I talk to people, they have a hard time distinguishing the difference between what weather and climate is. What's the difference between the two? Do you know?
Because like Shenzhen is in the subtropical climate,
Mhm.
and the weather is different. The weather is a kind of short period. Like
Uh-huh.
today it's raining, tomorrow it's sunny,
Mhm.
maybe it's snowing.
Mhm.
But climate is it should be constant.
Right.
But maybe nowadays there's a climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the climate is changing, but it should be constant compared to weather.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, like, the weather is short term, it's more volatile, right?
Yeah.
And then the climate, it's.
It should be constant, but you can see that nowadays the climate change.
And so it's analyzed over a period of time,
Yeah.
right? And so, depending on whatever region you are, you might have a different climate, and so the species there have adapted to that climate, right? And so,
Yeah.
what do you think climate change does to species that have evolved in a certain region with a certain climate? What happens when this climate all of a sudden changes?
Like when climate change will cause uncommon, such
Mhm.
as maybe the polar bears, they lost their
Right, yeah.
home, and it will cause uncommon to search human.
Mhm.
Because climate change will lead to the rise of sea level.
Mhm.
So maybe some of the countries here, such as Bangladesh,
Right.
yeah, this country, many of the places are just will be covered by the sea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so we'll lose a lot of these land masses, and some countries are really in danger of being submerged.
Yes.
So now you say you're interested in earth sciences, right?
Yes.
And of course, earth sciences is a very broad
Yes.
subject matter, right?
Yes.
So within earth sciences, what do you think you're really interested in?
This summer I went to the inner Mongolia. There's a
Mhm.
desert.
Mhm.
And it might be different from the impression, but most of the inner Mongolia is desert instead of grassland.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that the people here they are trying to plant some trees, but not the trees that we commonly see, but some plants that commonly grow in desert.
In desert areas. Yeah.
To try to protect their city in the desert,
Mhm.
because there will be sandstorms normally, and they try to plant this to make the sand more stable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to sort of create a barrier between
Yeah.
the desert and the city, so that sandstorms aren't as severe.
So I guess I'm more interested in soil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I mean, soil is I think it's a very interesting topic right now, because
Yeah.
soil erosion it's a real big issue right now, right? And so just looking at China specifically, I mean, how has soil erosion sort of affected? Has it has started to affect the agricultural industry in China?
I guess the soil erosion has been addressed very earlier, and I think that
Mhm.
you know the Yellow River. So
Yes, yeah.
I recently heard the news that the Yellow River become clear.
Mhm.
In a certain period, the Yellow River will become clear, but
Mhm.
recently it become clear. So I think that because the governments they start to plant trees,
Mhm.
mostly in Shanxi province, because I think it will move the fast the Yellow River. So
Mhm.
I think the problem is being very well addressed.
Mhm. And so let's take a step back and sort of explain what soil erosion, what this is. Can you explain in simple terms what soil erosion is?
I guess it means that after the raindrops, the soils are carried by the water, right?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, this is natural, right?
Yeah.
But why is it becoming such a major issue now in the world?
Yeah, because when soil erosion, some of the nutrition in soil will gone, and
Mhm.
I think that after the nutrition are gone, some of the maybe potentially hazardous materials, and the soil will be
Mm-hmm.
salty. Yes.
I see.
So salt, and it will be hard to plant,
Mm-hmm.
and it will also cause maybe floods.
Mm-hmm. And what's the best way to sort of deal with soil erosion to prevent it from happening?
I think that like plant trees, but the most specific question is that in some of the areas in China that are sometimes soil erosion, there are not enough water
Mm-hmm.
for them to plant trees. So I guess they got a strategy to construct square blocks of grass
Okay.
to prevent this.
So instead of planting trees, plant grass,
Yeah.
because it's a little more.
They will consume
Yeah.
less water.
Okay, I see. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, earth science, you're clearly knowledgeable about this, and so is this a primary interest of yours in school, or do your academic interests lie elsewhere as well?
See, and,
Yeah.
actually through my study in earth science, I begin to figure out that another interest of in maybe preserving different places.
Mhm.
Because now maybe in Ashan Desert, there are large areas of places where they grow the plant, and I think that would it be better if they use computer technologies, maybe just stay land and know that where the plants just grow well and where don't.
Mm-hmm. So basically, when you say to use computer technology,
Maybe the geographic land.
oh, okay. So to use computer programs, maybe to sort of model, to come up with a model to maximize maybe land usage.
To help them maybe because there's large deserts there.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with me. And so we do have some time left, okay? Is there anything that you would like to talk about that we haven't had a chance to touch on?
So I think that I have taught some college level class
Mm-hmm.
and online class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with the great treatment of the time management, I took a college level class from Professor Marina in Princeton University.
Okay.
And, I think that because this class are online, I used to have the problems such as procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
And after taking this class, I know that because there's something very different is that in China maybe you submit homework,
Mm-hmm.
but in the American system you submit discussions and discuss with students.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to submit it before maybe a period of time before the deadline, so
Mm-hmm.
you can have discuss with classmates.
Mm-hmm. And so this has, because of it's a discussion-based class, it's sort of forced you to be better at time management.
Yeah.
And why do you think a discussion-based class is maybe more helpful in many ways, or it's more of a positive thing than just like, doing assignments and listening to lectures?
I think maybe discussion class will benefit because we heard from ideas from different places.
Mm-hmm.
Since I said it's an online class,
Mm-hmm.
the students are from the whole world, but at least all over China.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hear about maybe other students do the project in Beijing. They can hear about my project, maybe about Shenzhen Shore.
In Shenzhen, yeah.
In
Mm-hmm.
Shenzhen, and maybe in Xi'an they reconstruct a park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you get access to a whole set of diverse opinions and projects.
Yes.
And so that's and to me that sounds really, really interesting. So, well, thank you very much for sharing this with me. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, so thank you again for coming here to do this interview with us.